Hi everybody, Keith with the Leaders Lyceum, back for another installment of Weekly Thought Fuel, and as always, thrilled to have Karl Kuhnert, my
Thank you, Keith.
co-author
Great
on the
to be
book,
here.
with us. Hey, last week we got into sort of being identified from the outside in, and we actually went to the place of politics and talked a little bit about that, and all the blowback that we received on that, Karl, I'd just like to say is 100% your fault.
So level 3 of you, Keith.
Yes, exactly. So here's what happens is one of the key characteristics of moving from level 3 to level 4 is blame, right? It's your fault, Karl.
That's it.
And this is so important, I think, to understand this. What do we mean by the move from blame to responsibility?
Yeah, this move from blame to responsibility has everything to do with being at level 3 in blame and getting your sense of yourself from the outside in.
Very good.
Right? And so what happens is when something doesn't go your way, the first thing you do is you point fingers.
Yeah, because there's no inside out there, so if it's not going right, it can't be your fault.
It's not my fault.
If it's coming from the outside in.
Right. And you know, it's like so many of my students when they go home,
Their bad grades are your
the
fault.
bad grades are always the professor's fault. And,
Yeah.
You know, and so the A's of course are hard fought and won.
Exactly.
So that's that outside in. It's very challenging to learn, by the way, if you're always blaming others.
So what's it mean to move in the direction of taking responsibility in the way we're talking about it at level 4?
Let's talk about this. I mean, I think a really good example of this is like how many of you have a subordinate that you would prefer not to have as a subordinate, right? Or maybe it's a peer that you don't get along with, or that you really don't enjoy spending any time with. How do you think about that subordinate? And what happens is a lot of cases, what you end to do is you try to avoid that subordinate, you try to avoid the peer, and what you do is you try to maybe even put some psychological labels on them to make sure that they have distance from you, but you don't engage them. And the difference is at level 4, what you do is you take more rather than less responsibility for that relationship. That is, what could you do that would help you in maintaining a productive working relationship with them? Now, you don't have to like them, you don't have to be their friend, but how do you take more responsibility for that relationship?
So even if the thing that leads to the divide in the relationship is not necessarily your fault, if we were talking about like objective blame, you're saying take responsibility even in those sort of circumstances.
Yeah, the responsibility here, think about this, is more to the organization than it is to whether it's good for you or not. It's what's in the best interest of the organization. It's in the best interest of what needs to get done for your organization.
Yeah, so is this just a good indicator of being level 4, or is it something to strive toward to move you in the direction of level 4?
I think it's aspirational.
Okay.
That is, if we could take more and less responsibility in all of our relationships around us,
it could actually move us
in the direction of level 4.
Yeah, so listen back to last week's discussion about identifying how much blaming are we seeing in this political climate. And Karl, how refreshing would it be if we saw people actually taking responsibility?
Absolutely.
I mean, again, we're very conscious of not being preachy or soapboxy here, but it's just such a present reality to all of us that there's all this going on right now. And the thing that I guess we want to argue, that we've argued in the book, is that we will be more effective not only as individuals, we will be not only more effective in our organizations, but we could actually be more effective as a country.
Absolutely.
If we would embrace this move to level 4, embrace the move from blame to responsibility. Is there something you can take responsibility for this week that you've been avoided? We don't know.
That's a great
Think about
question,
it.
Keith.
See y'all next week.
Bye-bye.